Carla Thomas. Those are times. Roll back, family. Roll back. Roll back, Damon Lovett. Roll back, Lewis Harris. Roll back, Starbright. Roll back, Bunk Cosmetic. Cosmic. Roll back, family. I put this song in the description. As I said to you all before, that this music is hold on, let me turn it down a little bit. This music is from the South Africa in prison. The men used to chant these songs, and the schools, the assembly of the schools picked up the tones, and it became a part of the schools in South Africa before they start class. When like how when in America we do the pledges of allegiance, or in every other country they have the pledges of allegiance. Well, in their schools in South Africa, this is what they do. So the master teacher, Partner Babyanu, had expressed to me that we all are going to be chanting on the key of F, dressed in white, in Africa, in our homeland, and our Parar, together as a family on the key of F. So I like to sometimes start our calls out. Start out my YouTube channel with this, okay? So you all can understand or feel what I felt when I first heard it. When I first heard it, and Baba told me, it made me want to cry, but it also gave me hope and let me know that he'll be home. Can all of you hear me clearly? I gotta get my headset. 1 minute. 1 minute, family. I gotta turn this to other one. we have my table over here. Rahul back. Oh, thank you. One minute, family. Okay, one more minute. Let me turn it this way for a minute. Oh, thank you, Starbright. Rahubat, Miss Yara, Tawakum, and thank you for tuning in to my new Ashantizulu YouTube channel. It would be really good or better for you if you like and subscribe. There's 105 people, but only got 4 likes. I think sometimes y'all forget to like, or it could be people that are upset and they're just here to listen because they want to know if their name is going to be mentioned. They're afraid if something's going to come up about them. I don't know. But like I said, family, I'm here to tell the truth. I'm not here to play games, okay? The master teacher has been incarcerated for 23 years now. Rahubat, and I am not going to be playing games and making up stories and lying and catering to these people, okay? So you're going to subscribe to the channel. You're going to hit the notification box. And when I go live, you'll get a notification and it'll let you know that I'm on, okay? Because sometimes I might just randomly go live. I don't really like going live all the time. I'm a very private, very recluse person, you know? So I don't really like being live. I feel like a lot of people are just nosy to be in my business and everything, you know? And but anyway, thank you for the likes, family. Peace and blessings, Lamar Watson. Thank you. Okay, so today, as you saw on the wall, look, you know, it's embarrassing to them, not to me. You understand? Because they thought they was going to do this to Baba and that this was going to go on forever and no one would ever find out because they think that good people sit back and do nothing. First, I would like to thank the family. Oh, let me begin with the all prayer. Anuki Jawif Pa Ashuk in Pa Paut, Wu Kalal Ashuk Kabun Jawaf Neye, Anuki Kasem In Pa Paut, Wu papa ut kabun kasem emneye. Anuki wahu ame papa ut. Wu papa ut kabun wahu ame neye. Nekuk kador naja ame kasem em papa ut. Wu kabub ame mushkas Nekuk kador kawan kalil pafef. Nekuk arud jawif papa ut. Ame wase ame aradni kawun leye bakoy jawif papa ut. Anuki ye bed be ye nefasni. Papa ut kabun anuki. Papa ut kador na cook kador. Papa ut amul na cook amul. You welcome Kim Ebron and anyone else who did not get the Amun prayer. It is good for us to read it to help ourselves, and it is also good to read it to understand what happened with Panabab Yanun, okay? So as I said, today's update is about Carla Thomas. Carla Thomas is a millionaire. Make no mistake. She is not a broke woman, but she knows how to play broke very well. Let me there's some things that I forgot to forward to my phone. Hold on one second, family. I'll be right back. One moment. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I want to ask you all a question, family. Well, first of all, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I think you say Nafir. I know it's Zared or Zarud? Zarud Mukdaltat Zamut. I know that's happy Mother's Day. I'm getting it with the language, but it's hard for me to get the language because I don't have anyone to talk to. Maybe I can set that up one day and all of us can, a group of us can get on the phone and just start talking to each other. But I don't even want to do that because cell phones are Ouija boards. You're talking to people and you don't know who you're talking to. You got all types of crazy people on this planet, you know? And so today, thank you. So today I want to emphasize this to you all, okay? Let me take this off so I won't read the comments because I got some things that I have to tell y'all and I don't want the comments to throw me off. Okay, today, this update is about Carla Thomas, a.k.a. Nababtaat. And I have a few other people that are affiliated with her on my wall as well, okay? Carla Thomas was born in December. I think I'm like 3 years older than her. She moved in the community. She was not an Ansar. She moved in when we was on Kadesh, I believe. She's from Pennsylvania. She's a very, very quiet woman. Like she doesn't talk at all. Sometimes nothing. She says nothing, right? She doesn't talk, and I'm going to get into that as well. And she's not human, okay? Now, I'm not human either. Some of us are children of the Most High. There are many people on this planet that are not from here. Some of them are from the lower realm, where real wicked things go on. Some of them come from other star systems. Some of them come from that ring around Titan. Like, what's that rapper name? Little Uzi Vert. You could tell he's a demon. Like, you could tell he's a black devil from that planet. And that planet, they are androgynous. And that planet, Baba said, there's a ring around Saturn that's called Titan. The master teacher said that planet, some of these people like Dennis Rodman, Lady Gaga, Lil Uzi Vert, Lil Wayne, and a lot of them are not human. They're from other worlds, okay? They're from that planet, Titan. Then you have some of them that, remember how the master teacher expressed about the 200 fallen angels. We got them here, and then we also have their children. And then remember, they mixed in with us, so you got some people with that. I'm sorry, this is our doctrine. You got that A negative blood, okay? And Baba said the negative always attacks the positive, you know? And so this girl, Carla Thomas, is very wicked. Look, I'm not talking about normal. I'm talking about the wicked at its highest that you could ever think of. Now, I want to explain something to you because you would look at someone and see a smile and see them quiet. But the only thing I can compare to you, to how this woman is before I get into who she is, what she did, why she's here, what's going on now. The only way I can express this to you is if you watch the movie The Men in Black, right? Now they always make a comedy out of something so serious because there are really men in black, okay? And their job is to protect the Confederation. When other beings from other planets come here, their job is to interrogate, lock them up if possible, find out why they're here and what they want, you know? And so, but in that movie, The Men in Black, you remember that part when Will Smith, when they were testing out these people to see who they wanted on their team, and because Will Smith had saw an alien or something, he was like, what the hell? And they zapped it to make him forget. Then they brought him to like a class session where they were going to go through different tests. So at one point, Will Smith shot this little girl named Tiffany in the head. And the man says to her, why do you think little Tiffany deserves to be shot in the head? And he says, well, I'm going to tell you, he said, this guy right here, he looked like he just working out. And he goes, this guy right here, oh, he looks like he's just trying to, you know, he's going for a walk or whatever he said, right? I'm paraphrasing right now. So, but he says, but this little Tiffany right here, he said, first of all, those books are far too advanced for her to be studying. And she out in the middle of the night like this. He said, all I got to say is she's up to something. So, excuse me. Hold on a second. So, what they were really trying to say in that movie is that the evil ones are very good at camouflaging people because they will make them appear to be a certain way. And when they see someone is quiet, so we're gonna say this. Carla Thomas is that little Tiffany in the movie The Men in Black, okay? Because she's quiet. She's little. She doesn't speak too much. You know, she tries to talk and echo poison, but she is wicked. This girl is wicked. And the things that I'm going to tell you today, you're not going to be able to verify it because you're not inside of my body. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. I got to find a stand for this phone. So you're not inside of my body. So, and you don't see what I see. You feel me? So there are things that I see. There are things that I know from my experience, and I'm here to tell you about it. Just like Panabab Yanun comes from another world. He came from our future to tell us about our past, to tell us what's about to go down, you know? And like I said, a lot of people are going to miss a lot, and they're not going to be able to catch up because they don't think the master teacher is writing those books. He's writing the books, family. You hear me on the call talking to him. So I'm here to tell you that he writes the books. And when I speak to him, I'm going to ask him a question. And I'm not going to say, are you writing these books? Because I know he's writing the books. But what I'm going to say to Panabab Yanun is, why are there so many people that think you're making up these books, Baba? Because even I can read them and I know that it's coming from your pen. Because when you write, it's coming from the soul. So now, Nababtaat, the reason why I'm bringing up about the books and everything is because Nababtaat works in administration. And a few years ago in Athens, when I moved to Athens, the master teacher sent me to the office to work with this freaking devil. Okay? So, I mean, first of all, when I got in the office, she used to try to use her daughter, you know, like a protection to say, this is my daughter, to throw you off. Like, you know, and you all have to remember as well, Abigail had 2 kids with Panabab Yanun. You know, a lot of women in his life had children with him, and they got on the witness stand and lied. Why? Because they was upset about something, jealous about something. Y'all know how the game go. It's women out here and men that do that. things don't go right, and they try to figure out ways to destroy you because things didn't go their way. Evil people, that's what they do. Oh, you don't want to be with a man no more. He gets upset and wants to kill you. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to. He want to do things he want to do, but he don't want to see you with anybody else. So they set out to freaking kill you. You got women that are like that too. They see a man moved on. They don't want him to be with anybody else, but they're not happy together. But this is the nature of the devil. They're selfish, they're evil, they're jealous, and they're murderers. Okay? And that's what this girl is. And I'm going to prove some things to you from my own personal experience. And those of you who've ever been around her, you're going to know what I'm saying is a hakak al hakaktat, an actual fact. Okay? So now the master teacher sent me to work. I'm going to give you a little history about me, how I know her, and everything else, right? So the master teacher told me to go to the office to work with this girl. So I get in there, and I'm like, she real little, right? That's the first thing I said. I'm like, this girl need to eat because she's so skinny. Like, you could take your hand and her arm. She's so freaking skinny. Back then, she's even skinnier now. And I said to myself, wow, she's real little, you know? So I ain't thinking nothing. I'm thinking this is Baba's mate. You know, she used to live on the land. She got that energy, you know, like the sisters that was on the land. And, you know, sisters that lived in the community. So I'm like, all right, I could work with her. This girl she had the office set up like this in Athens. She had a back door where you could come in through the back door. But she had the keys to that back door. And then there was an office that closed off. And then there was another door that was locked. So let's say you coming in the office, right? Let's say she's in there in the back office. She got a back door to go out. And so you come in and you trying to get, you knocking on the door. Or let's say somebody else is there, like Davina. Another sister named Davina was working in the office. You come in the office. Davina's office was to the right. You first come in, there's a big area, a foyer, right? Where I worked in my section of the office was in the front area, and she was in the back, and she was really, really sneaky. And so what she used to do with me was she wanted to give me an image of who she was. And see, that's how I knew she was fake, because she was trying to show me who she was instead of just being herself. You feel me? So that's how I knew that something was up with her. I said, why is she trying to show me that she doesn't have money? We went to the store one time, and she bought one of them cheap dollar discount soaps. And she sat that up there. And in my mind, I was like, okay, what? It was the way she did it. She tried to show me, look, she took the object, she put it up there, and she said, look, I don't have, it was like she was saying, I don't have money. I got to buy this cheap stuff. So one day I went in there and bought that soap because I was like, well, maybe it's good or something good about it. The soap was so freaking fragile and cheap. I was like, and I said, she's trying to make me think that she doesn't have any money. That's number one. So I said, okay, she's trying to make me think that she's broke. But why? And if she isn't broke, where's she getting the money from? And so people from the tribe, right, would order their AEO, because the office was the ancient Egyptian order office. I'm going to get into that too, right? We had the AEO office set up in there. We had a mailroom where a lot of inmates would write from outside to Baba's office, right? And in Athens. And so all the oils and incense and the incense would be packed in there. I would help her pack them. And she was just so freaking sneaky. It didn't make no sense. So one day I would come to the office. She wouldn't be there. And I'm sitting outside like, yo, and it got to the point where, look, I don't got time for this, man. You know, I'm knocking on this door. This girl ain't here. You know, Baba wants us to work together. And it's like we got to wait on you and stuff like that. And she know that's not how Baba works. We work together as a family, you know. And by the way, family, thank you for all of those that supported me. I'm going to get into that as well, about the donations. Thank you so much, family. Thank you. I didn't receive all of it, but it's coming in. Thank you. I didn't think we're starting to work together, and it's amazing. So now listen to this, right? So Baba wrote me a letter, It said, tell Nasir that I said that I'm getting angioedema attacks. Why is that? He said, we have to work together. And then he said, he told me to show it to her. So I went to the office when she finally came out of her little cocoon and opened. I said, look, Baba said we need to work together. I was like, he's getting angioedema attacks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to work with, she doesn't like to work with people. She's not a team player. She's very standoffish and quiet, and she has a way where she try to push you up, and when you ask her questions, it's very vague, and it's annoying because it's like, it's just so evil. You know, it's so freaking evil. So I would say, so I would go to the office. So one day I said, you know what? I'm gonna ignore her, because when I was trying to get in the AO office to work in there to get the workout, because a man called the office one day. Oh, when the phone ring, oh, she does not pick up the phone. She just lets it ring. Like, I don't give a damn. I don't got time. And I was like, who this girl thinks she is? This is Baba's office. This is not your office. I picked up the phone. I would answer the phone. I forgot what I said. How can I help you? And there was a man on there one day. He was so upset. He was from the islands. He was from the islands, the Caribbean island. I don't remember which one. He said, I want my AEO package. He said, I spent $800 and something. Give me my stuff. He said, y'all acting like this. He said, I said, sir. He said, I don't give a damn. He said, the only reason why I'm not suing y'all is because of my love for Baba. He said, but I want my freaking products. He said, it's been 3 months. I didn't get my stuff yet. He was screaming. I was like, oh, shoot. And I said, hold on a second. So I went to Nababtaat. I said, what's your name again? I wrote his name down. I said, the brother wants his stuff. She says, tell him I'll call him later. She says it real slow. Tell him I'll get back with him. I'll call him later. I said, he said he's upset. He's upset. She told me, I said, listen, brother, give me your name and your number. And if she doesn't call you back, I said, I'm going to call you tomorrow, okay? I said, she doesn't call you back, I will handle this for you. I took his name and his number. Oh, shoot, excuse me, y'all. Let me just hold it. I took his name and his number. And he said, and then I guess that's when she called him back and she sent him his paperwork back. Whatever it was that he ordered, because you know the AEO lessons come in levels. So I don't know what level he was on and what he was supposed to receive. He was very, very, very angry, and he was pissed at her, okay, and at the office. And he knew that they were doing this because Baba was incarcerated. So that's when I noticed that she was a freaking devil. I said, this girl is freaking evil, man. And so, but I didn't want to write Baba about it because I didn't want to upset him. But I think at that time, maybe I should have said something. So after that, I started working with the mail, right? Checking the mail, going through the mail. There was still mail coming in from Kathy Johnson, some credit cards in her name, and some bills and stuff like that in her name. And you could tell that Kathy was like this with Baba because their office and his business, it was things attached with her name to it. And she was jealous, very jealous of that, right? And so I said to her, I said, look, Kathy's still getting mail here and stuff like that. You know, I was showing it to her, and she took it, and, you know, she had an attitude or whatever. And then I started working on the mail, going through the mail, and I found out that the inmates in there was writing, asking about Baba. So there was a warehouse in Athens, Georgia, that had a bunch of old scrolls. So I was like, you know what? We could take these old scrolls. I'm talking to the Nababtaat. I said, we could take these old scrolls and give it to the inmates in prison who are indigent, who can't afford to pay for the doctrine, but at least they'll get the words from Baba. And you know, the books, they have a smell to it. I said, at least they'll have an attachment to the master teacher or whatever. And they would ask how Baba is. So I was setting up a log in alphabetical order with all the male inmates, you know, and the different prisons and stuff like that. And to organize it, to start out book orders for the men in prison, because this affirmation can tame the average beast. You know what I'm saying? Like these men, some of them are in prison killing each other, fighting each other. But if they get the right knowledge, the sound right reasoning, they get the right affirmation, and they understand what's going on, it'll help them look at the world in the system in a different way. So I thought that was a good thing that I was doing. You know what Carla Thomas did? Her name is Carla Thomas. That's her real name. But her AEO name or is Nababtaat. And she's the sister that runs the bookstore. Let me show y'all who I'm talking about. For those of y'all who came in in late. Hold on a second, okay? This is Carla Thomas. And she has the spirit of a chameleon. That's why I have the chameleons there. And I'm going to explain to you all what a chameleon is. We know it's a reptilian, but I got to explain to you what kind of reptilian it is. And if you look at her, you can tell that these are the powers that she has. Okay? She has the powers of the chameleon. She has the spirit of the chameleon. Okay? And this is Tapa. His real name is Ziyaad. This is him. This is her lover. His last name is Roach. His name is Ziyaad Roach the Roach. Okay? We're going to talk about him too. And that's his brother, Jacob York. Yes, Jacob York is his DNA brother. They got the same father, different mothers. Okay? I'm going to get into that. Roach. This is him right here. This is Ziyaad Roach, a.k.a. Topper. He's over there in Brooklyn with them too. Okay, they all devils. They all black devils. I don't care. He got that chameleon spirit with him too. And this is his brother who got arrested on May 8th. His name is Lemuel Roach. I don't know if that's his brother, his cousin. I don't know because I don't know them like that. And this is an article. He got arrested on May 8th. We're going to get into it. Okay? We're going to get into it today. We are going to get into it today. They all work together. I'm going to explain to you all why these people are on the wall with Nababtaat, what roles they played in her life. And I got this over here too. A jealous family member is more dangerous than a hateful enemy. And that is a fact. Okay? So we're going to get into that, family. I just wanted y'all to see that. And then I'm going to express to you all who this girl is. Okay? So now, back to the office. Okay? So, I'm working in the office. The master teacher is telling her that we need to work together because he's getting angioedema attacks. And he wants us to work together. Okay? And instead of her working with me, what she did when I started to establish the books for the inmates. Some that are indigent and those that want to pay for the books. I was going to establish that for them. She calls her crony Robbie to the office, right? So the computer has a name on it and she goes, "This is Robbie's computer." I said, "Yeah, but Robbie's not working in the office, you know." She was like, "Yeah, but I just want to let you know that's hers. That used to be hers in the office." So in my mind, I'm like, okay, whatever, you know. So I'm working on a computer. I'm saving a log of the inmates. I'm putting everything together. I'm organizing it for the men in prison because Baba always had in his office, he always had things set up for the men and the women that are incarcerated. Always. Indigent books, prayer rugs, oils, whatever that they could get. We made sure that our office had things set up for those brothers that was locked down. Okay? So what Nababtaat did was, one day I come in the office and the computer's gone. So I'm like, "Where's the freaking computer?" She was like, "Oh, Robbie, you know, her and Neefu, they're working on some stuff with Baba and they have to work, you know." So she came to get her computer. So now all the names that I had logged, all the things that I had put together, she took it away from me by having Robbie come in there. Now, I didn't know this then, but now I know this now. See, Nababtaat, a.k.a. Nasir, a.k.a. Carla Thomas, she was sent in as an informant. She actually works for the CIA. Okay? Now, I know you're going to say, "Yeah, but she's in the office. She has a child with Baba." So what? Get that out of your mind and start to think about if the government felt threatened about a man, they have to send their people in to work inside out. You understand? So she was sent by the CIA. She is a CIA agent. And Robbie is also an informant, and so is her husband, Joe. Okay? We're going to put them up on the wall next. But like I said, I wanted to get this legal update so you all can understand what's going on. And then that'll help you get to the next level. That'll help you mentally to understand what happened with the master teacher and these people that did this to them. This will help you so much, okay? And those who it ain't helping, so what? Look, I'm not here to kiss butt. I'm not here to suck up to you. I don't care how many kids you got with Baba. I don't care what kind of blood you got running through your veins. I don't care how much money you got. I don't freaking care. Because when it comes to the master in his life, I don't care. All right? He's been in there 23 years for something that never took place. And all of these people are part of the conspiracy. Okay? It was a conspiracy. And there were members of this tribe and people that put on the garbs like us that work with them. Okay? Now, what happened was when she did that, I got pissed off. I was like, I don't got time. I didn't know how deep this rat hole was. Else I would have stayed in that office and watched her. It wouldn't have been nothing she would have been able to do to push me away. But at the time, I'm like, I don't have time to be dealing with these. I'm alone. I don't like dealing with all that chaos, confusion, pettiness, he say, she say, playing games and stuff. I was like, I don't got time for this. And then I sat back and I watched them and I sent out an email about all of them, about Joe, Robbie, and they all got mad and said that I'm white ball from the building and all this. I was like, I don't care. I'm tired of being around y'all. I don't even want to be here. But the master teacher told me to stay. And I'm glad I did. Because if I didn't stay, I wouldn't be able to give y'all these updates. I wouldn't be able to tell y'all who these people are and the things that they did. Okay? So now, she takes the computer, and I got pissed off, and then I wrote Baba about it. I said, because Baba said it was a test for you in that office, but you just couldn't keep your mouth shut. And da-da-da-da, he was upset. And I wrote him back and said, they took my computer. And I told him everything that I just told y'all. I put it in writing and let him know he got pissed off. And the Babtette didn't go up on a visit for about a month. He didn't even want to talk to her. And I knew he was upset about it. Like y'all sitting up here playing with my life. You got people that are coming on board that want to help me. And that's what they do. Anytime you or anybody else comes around with an idea, a plan, anything to help Baba, they'll take the plan, they'll steal it, and pretend that they want this to go down, or it'll never happen. And if they know your name, let me tell you something. She tried to take my life. And there's a sister named Kahinsi that died. Carla Thomas was the one that took her out. I promise you. I don't have Kahinsi's picture because I forgot to put it up. But those of you from New York and Brooklyn, y'all know who Kahinsi is. Okay? She passed away. And the reason why is because sometimes when you come around these type of beings, and you start asking questions, they make you disappear, okay? And they don't do it with a gun. They go in their room, they get your name, or sometimes you might be in a bookstore and they say, you got any money? They need something that belong to you, and they start going to work. These are necromancers. These are evil people. These are reptilians. These are what they call in the book of Ephesians, wickedness in high places and the spiritual and principalities of darkness. That is who she represents. I promise you. That is who Dale Elaine Brown represents. That is who Mary Elaine York represents. That is who Topper and his brother Jacob York and all of them, they all represent these energies, these entities. You understand? And so also how it happens with a person, it can happen two ways. Sometimes a person can be so wicked and so evil that their consonance goes down, right? Because remember in that movie called The Vatican Tapes, I didn't buy the movie. I actually have it. Y'all, it's another movie that y'all need to watch that the master teacher said that we should watch. In that movie called The Vatican Tapes, the preacher, the black African preacher from the Vatican, the Vatican, that's in Rome. And the master teacher said Rome is the seat of all corruption. That's where all the evil comes from. Wrong, right? And so all the witches, all the high priests and warlocks, all these wicked people that were assigned during their 6,000 year through their incarnations from Mesopotamia. These are the people that we're dealing with now. Because remember, this is the real deal. The master teacher is the real deal. So they're not going to, of course, they're in other churches where there's good people, but the most of them, the most wicked, the most evil is here with us. Okay. And so in that movie called the Vatican tapes or the Vatican tapes, right? This priest, this dark-skinned African priest, I forgot his name. He played in a movie, Blood Diamond. He's an actor. He came up to the other priest and said to him, "What makes the devil choose one person over another?" And after he said that, he walked away because he wanted him to think about that. Like the devil just doesn't come to everybody. They choose people that they walk into, or these beings, because Hell's Gates is open. So these beings can come and walk inside of people. Like Baba said in a movie called, is it called The Fallen with Denzel Washington? Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody could put the name of that movie in the chat. So what happens is a person like Carla Thomas is very wicked, very selfish, very evil. You know, when she used to live on Tamaray, okay, this is what happened. When I moved to Athens, all the sisters used to come to me, right, and telling me about this one and that one. And it was like they was just telling me everything. I said, what? Well, what about so-and-so? Who is that? And they was like, yeah, Karasu Iron. It was such and such and such. And this is what I was told about Nababtaat when she was on Tamaray. Okay, how it works when we lived on a community and we lived for of and by each other. Everybody had a job assignment where we worked. So Nababtaat's job was to give out supplies, soap, tissue, because if we leave it open for people to get it, you know how people are. They'll take it and store it and stack it. So her job was to make sure that if you ran out of sanitary napkins, or if you ran out of soap, tissue, and stuff like that, you would go and put in this form about what you need, check it, and you would give it to her and she would give it to you. She would take forever to give you what you needed. And I know about people like that because you standing there, it's just like if you in a place of business, you come walking in the door, they see you and you see them, you know what I'm saying? And then now they hating or whatever, or they feel some way because you look a certain way. Now they want to act like they don't see you and run in the back and act like they doing something to have you sitting there waiting all day. Okay? It's a form of control or to feel like, oh, I have power over, I got the power. You see? And so what happens with people like that is their consonants gets low. They drop low. And these beings can walk inside of you. You see? They open themselves up because Baba says it only takes but 5 seconds and they in because they watch your chakra and they see your aura and they know when they could come in. So the thing is, ain't no telling. Hold on, let me show y'all this again. Ain't no telling what's inside this girl. So now I gotta read to you all what the priest in Ghana said about this girl and about Tapa. Okay? Just like I did with Shalimar Richardson and her son, Ramesses Richardson, who calls himself Prince York. Okay? We're going to get into it. La Roach, the Roach. Okay? That's their last name, is the La Roaches. And I got a story about him too, y'all. He's a freaking devil. All right? He's a devil. He's a devil. He's a black devil. All right? And he's over there with them on Bushwick Avenue, living in that 7-Eleven building. And I got all their names that live in that building. This is her right here. This is, I want y'all to look. See? She's a chameleon. So I'm going to break down to y'all what the chameleons are and what they do. Hold on. This is my fly swatter. Smack them a few times. I can't stand these people. Kill this freaking roach over here too. You need a smack. You need a smack. You need a smack. All of them need to be smacked. Freaking devils doing this upon a Babianoon. You evil freaking witch. She's a witch. She's a sorcerer. And she tried to take my freaking life, y'all. I forgot that I needed to smack her with that freaking SWAT. I'm sick of these freaking devils. So now, let me get my eyeglasses. They fell on the floor. 1 minute. Okay. Now, I'm gonna get into it about this girl. Can y'all hear me? It is funny. Smacking them. Okay. Okay. Hold on, let me put this person in. Okay. Whoever that was, they can't come back in here no more. Because I don't look. We in a day and time, right? We're in a day and time where we know what we dealing with, right? It's so people don't know. That's on you if you don't know. You understand? If you do know, then it's blessings for you that you do know. And if you don't know, sometimes it's because you don't want to know. Y'all don't want to know the truth. Y'all want to live in a freaking lie. Y'all want to think that this is all an illusion. Y'all want to think that I'm making all this up. Y'all want to feel that way all you want, so I don't care. I know what I'm talking about, okay? I've been around these people, and I watched them for years, okay? So now, hold on a second, because I just emailed me something, okay? Now, let me explain something to you what happened one day. I was about Nasir, about Carla Thomas. And then we're going to go back to the wall again because I got something deep that I have to tell y'all about Tapa and them. Tapa and her, whatever. They're in a secret relationship. Her and Tapa are lovers, okay? And she sleeps with other men too, okay? They ain't all as holy as they make y'all think that they are, all right? So now, one day, Minister Louis Farrakhan was in Atlanta at the Civic Center. I think it was in 2007. And I was invited from a girl that worked at my job in Athens, Georgia, who was from the Nation of Islam. She lived across the hall from Nefu Amenhotep, also known as Bastet, also known as Elizabeth Westbrook. Y'all may not know all of these people, right? And so what happened was when we went to the Civic Center, she had a table set up. Her and Dana Miller was sitting at the table together with the books and stuff. And I was watching them. And I said, look at how they flirting with these brothers. They act like they these righteous women. But when they, because you know how it is in the Nation of Islam, you know, it was at the Civic Center with Mr. Louis Farrakhan speaking. And I went because I was invited by my friend. And so the brothers, the sisters with the wands, they wand you down and then they send you in. And they were so respectful and nice to me, the women and the men. I was like, man, why our brothers don't act like this? So we went inside and then we listened to Minister Louis Farrakhan speak. And then when we came out, Nababtaat, Carla Thomas had a table set up with our pots and the brothers from the Nation of Islam were coming to buy the books. And I heard one of them, they was like, how Dr. York doing? And she was like, you know, he's hanging in there. Dana would speak to him the most. And she was sitting and I was like, wow, I never seen a woman that was like with a garb on that was like a whore. I never seen that before. Like, you know, you would think that when you see women dressed like that, that represents modesty. That represents, you know, but I swear to you, y'all, I was like, this girl is a freaking down low whore. I said, this is freaking, I've never seen anything like this. And I sat there and I watched her. I said, wow, man. I said, she's sitting here flirting with men, you know, but using the books like a, like she's in the office and she's a secretary. She's so pious, but she was really sitting there like looking at men like it's hard to explain, y'all, because I never seen anything like this. Somebody, thank you. Somebody actually sit there and dress like that, but deep down inside, you're a freaking whore. And you're using the doctrine, the garbs, the books, this look to attract men. You understand? It was insane. I was like, and that's when I looked at her a whole nother way. Right? So now, when we worked in the office together, she used to have this bag with her. It was real freaking heavy. And she used to take that bag with her everywhere she went. I don't know what was in that bag. I don't know if it was some kind of device or something that she had. But she had this book with her. And I was like, yo, what in the world does this girl got in this bag? And she took it with her and she used to hold on to it like it was gold. And listen, whenever somebody would put in orders for incense, oils, the AEO, she was over the office. She would take the money and never fill their orders. Now, I don't know what that was about because I'm not a business owner. You understand? But she would take the money and never fulfill the orders. She used to do it all the time. Now, mind you, I want y'all to understand this, right? She moved in a community. She moved on Tamaray, well, not Tamaray. She moved on Kadesh in like 1993, 94, around 1994, 93, 94, right? So now y'all do the math. Okay, hold on. I got a computer here. Check this out. Let's see how long she's been without a job. Okay, hold on. 2024 minus 19. I'm gonna be nice and put 1994, okay? That means she hasn't had a job in 30 years. Okay? Mind you, think about this for those of you who know, right? If you haven't worked for years, for 30 years, and you establish your credit, you know she got the top of the line credit, right? You also know that the money in the books and all of that pays the bills. She's in 717. She's not paying rent. She was in Kings Glen. She wasn't paying rent then. I'm telling you, she was so good at pretending that she was broke. All right? So now let me explain something to you too. When she was in the office, she was letting this sister named Laika work there, right? And I noticed they shoes, the Laika shoes, and I was like, what the heck? And then I asked this brother who was also, he's not here anymore. That used to write Baba. Speaking on a three-way to him and his wife one time, and I was telling him about my experience in the office, and he was like, yeah, they all witches. I said, what do you mean? He said, all the sisters in the office are witches. I said, what? And I said, oh, that makes sense. There was another sister named Laika. She was in there too. Listen, let me tell y'all something about these witches. They have an alliance, a coven, an alliance, a secret alliance, whereas they all are connected telepathically. One day I was in Florida, and Rimpet Shepsis Amunet was in her car. I had cut her off. I was like, I'm tired of this bum coming in my house, bringing roaches. She don't take care of her freaking kids. Every time we turn around, she with another brother. I was like, is she using the doctrine like she's so woosa bad? I was like, I'm tired of her. I cut her off. But I didn't burn the bridge. I just was like, I'm not dealing with her no more. I stopped calling, whatever. I was in a car and my Ninty braid was up to here, right? Because I used to keep my hair shaved when I was in Athens. I was bald for years and I loved it. I thought it looked nice on me. I liked it. So Baba told me to grow my hair back. So that's why I grew my hair back. But my Ninty braid at the time was about up to here, right? And so Rimpak, she saw me. I was in a cab and I was like, hey, Rahul back. I said, I'm just coming back from taking care of something for Baba. I said, I'm on my way home. So then she saw me. Don't you know, like about 5 days later, Nababtaat comes up with an update saying, Baba said just to wear your Ninty braid on the left side, not on the right side. Right? So at the time, my hair was still short. But my braid was long. I was growing my braid, right? And so they wanted me to cut my hair. They wanted me to cut my hair off on this side, my braid, and grow it back on this side so I wouldn't have a Ninty braid. These witches, look, they're evil. They're jealous. They don't want to see you with nothing. You know what I'm saying? Evil. And I said to myself, I thought about it. I said, that's deep. That I saw Rimpak and she was staring at my braid. And then shortly after that, I was like, how was that? I never cut my braid. I never cut it. You understand? But then after that, they said, oh, no, that's not true. Baba said you could wear your braid on either side. It doesn't matter. You can wear it on either side. It doesn't just have to be on the right side. I was like, yeah, they full of it. They're coven of witches, right? And I'm gonna tell you another thing that they do too. When they together, they they play around a lot. And they go, stop you I'm not your friend anymore. Oh yeah, that's my son. He's a boy. He's a boy. They try to like play these, they use these voices, like cartoon voices, and they play around with each other. And that's to throw you off, like her and Robbie used to do that. Nefu used to do that too. They used to be like, boop, boop, boop. You know, like make sounds and go doop, 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 and do stupid, silly stuff and laugh. And that's just to throw you off, to make you think that they're agreeable, good people, but they're really devils. Her and Robbie used to do that all the time. No, I'm not your friend no more. No, that's mine. Give it back. Stop it. Nick, 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 and making dumb noises. I used to be looking at them like, I said to myself, that is so freaking corny. And like, why are they acting like this? Like, we are grown women and we're in the office, you know? Like, what is this? And then the sister told me they used to do that on the land a lot, you know? So now, as I said to y'all, she is a millionaire. She's a millionaire. Make no mistake, she has so much money. Remember, I told y'all she hasn't had a job in 30 years. And guess what? When she went up to see Baba, one day, this was during 2009, she went up on a visit. And I forgot, I think it was Baba's daughter, Hajar, went on a visit. And Baba said, Hajar, Baba's daughter told me, Baba said, because this is how it worked. When they used to go on a visit, Baba would tell me, get with them on a visit, Tabitjet, because by the time you write me a letter and I get the letter, that's time lost. Get with them for the updates so that way we can communicate better every weekend. And then by the time I get your letter, I can say something to them, they can say something to you. And by the time next week come, you know, I used to play with Baba mail and hold it back. So one day she went up to see Baba, and this is what he said to her. And I asked Baba, and I said, is this true? Your daughter told me that, you know, I said, your daughter told me that you said that Nababtaat, he said, I don't know who Nasir thinks she is, because, you know, the girls from the land call her Nasir, right? He said, I don't know who Nasir thinks she is, but I know one thing. She better tell me what happened with what's up with all my money. I was like, what? And I said, why would Baba say that to her? He said, I know one thing. I don't know who she thinks she is, but she better tell me what happened to all my money. So I was like, wow. So then let me tell you what else she used to do. When they had a house, we had a house in Kings Glen, right? And Baba said, we're going to call this my house, and you sisters are going to move in this house. So Nefu lived in a house. Nababtaat lived in a house. Another sister named Sishat, whose real name is Terry, she lived in a house. Another girl named Scholar lived in a house, right? So they all lived in this house. And Baba said, call this my house. Y'all gonna, they printed the actual facts. Baba would write the books out, send it to them. And he set it up like his office, right? And they were all in there. And Baba said, these are my wives. You know, they need to be protected. And the brothers used to be driving behind them in Georgia when they would come for the updates and go to the building and to their house and stand outside their house like they were on guard 24/7. Now, imagine this. Now, think about this. So I said something to Baba about it because I felt some way about some personal things, right? And Baba said, Tabitjet, think about it like this. What man in his right mind is going to be in prison and have women that he loves in a house with men standing outside guarding the house while I'm in here, they're out there, okay? What man in his right mind is going to do that? And I said, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's just like 717. There's a bunch of men in 7-Eleven and the building 717. And listen, check this out. When I was in Brooklyn and I walked by the store, they got a light. You know how New York is. They got street lights everywhere. Somebody went under the bottom and cut the wire. So the light over there by 7-Eleven was dark, so you couldn't see. You see? So they was going back and forth, sneaking with each other. And then you got cell phones texting each other, going back and forth, and that's how they was getting involved with each other and having relationships. So no, y'all can sit up here and say I'm making it up. No, it's not a lie. It's the truth. Y'all are all sleeping with each other, okay? Nababtaat and Tapa and other brothers, okay, that she's involved with, and she's pretending that she broke and she's a freaking millionaire. She's been in this tribe for 30 years. She's been working in the office since Baba's been in there. She been selling incense, selling oil, selling the books, and they always act like they don't got no money. They are caked up. Her and Sakina, Patricia Lewis, a.k.a. Patricia Lewis, they are the richest sisters in the tribe, meaning informants. They are the richest informants in the tribe. Make no mistake. They caked up. So now, when they had the house set up like that, what Carla Thomas used to do in Georgia, now we back in Georgia. What Carla Thomas did was, a.k.a. Nababtaat, she bought this car, right? She bought a blue car, a van that didn't work, and she left it outside, parked outside the house, in the, you know, like not in the garage, but it would be sitting outside. And I'm like, this is depreciating the value of the home. It looks so freaking tacky seeing that dusty freaking car there like that, right? The van. So one day I said, whose van is that? They said, oh, that's Nababtaat's. And I looked at it and I said, so one day I said, why don't you get the car fixed? She was like, yeah, I'm working on it. And then I thought about it. I said, you know what? She got that car there, just like she did with me with the dishwashing liquid, acting like she broke. She would leave the car there, like, because she didn't have a car. I know this is my car that I bought, and I'm trying to refix it, and I'm trying to repair it. It doesn't run. It doesn't work. So that way, when you see her, that car could represent her being broke and she don't have no money. See, she needed something to throw people off. So when you see her, you see the car, you be like, oh yeah, that's Nasir. She ain't her broke behind, you know? And then Sakina used to do the same thing. Now check this out. For those of y'all who lived in New York, remember when y'all used to go for meetings and stuff, Sakina would have this beat up car parked outside. Oh, 1977, 1979 Buick, okay? And what she would do is, when there was a way that she could do something to get the car to start, she would open up the thing, open up the lid. So now y'all coming from class, y'all all coming outside, and y'all see Sakina and some other dude going in. You see Sakina going like this, trying to fix the car, and now everybody's coming out from class and they watching her with this old beat up car. And they like, oh, she must be broke. Like, why you got a car like that? You know, like that was all a front, y'all. They used the cars as a front to make you think that they don't have money. They learned this from the military. They learned this from the CIA. They teach them tactics and things to keep people from watching them, to keep people from knowing, figuring them out. So that's what she used to do too. She used to have that car parked there, you know. So anyway, like I said, takes out spirituality from the book. Okay, let me tell you something else. I gotta look something up, and I want y'all to check this out. Now, those of us who know the master teacher, we know that Baba teaches us things, right? Not by most in the books and what he says and how he moves. So those of us that used to live in the Ansarullah community, those of us who lived on Samaray, those of us who lived in Kadesh, those of us who lived in the community, we know that whenever the master teacher sends you somewhere, you're there for a reason. Like, for instance, I got sent to the Detroit community. And before I got there, one day Baba came out the office and said, I only send survivors to Detroit. And he looked at me and I said, survivors? Like, what are you trying to say? You know, I didn't take that as a compliment, because if you got to survive, that means you get ready to go through a war, you know? And so, and eventually, a few years later, I wound up in the Detroit community. So that meant that all the people that were there were survivors. You know what I'm saying? Like, the master teacher is a master for real. Like, I think some people are not, the master teacher is so deep that he can say things and you won't get it till a few years later. What happened? You won't understand what he's saying till a few years later. Then you'll catch on it. So, yeah, me being a survivor. So, um, so one day, oh, hold on. So, Nasir, aka Nababtaat, aka Carla Thomas, is in Brooklyn, Bushwick Avenue, for a reason. He sent Shalimar there for a reason. And Gadush Chat is there for a reason. And I know you all are saying, yeah, but these are Baba's wives. You know, they go to sit. First of all, take a look at them. What man that's been incarcerated for that long, a handsome man like Baba, you know, Baba can choose many women as he won all over the world. First of all, he's an African man. First of all, he's a millionaire. You know, I know he's locked up, but he's a multi-millionaire. You know, 476 acres of land. He had a mansion in Athens, Georgia. He had a monopoly on Bushwick Avenue. Come on now. The master teacher is a master. He's a very smart man. What man like that is going to be with women that look like this? Let me show y'all again. What man is going to come home to something that look like that? Look at her. Okay? What is that, y'all? Who going to come home to something that look as evil and disgusting as that? Okay? And then on top of that, she was messing around with the roach topper. Okay? But like I said, we're going to get into that later. I got some other things that I got to discuss about this girl. Because I want y'all to get a thorough understanding about this freaking devil. So now, where was I? So now, the master teacher, he would send certain people to certain places depending on their mind thought. You understand what I'm saying? Look at somebody talking about, yes, he is getting out. He would send people. Listen, let me tell y'all something about these people. When they say that, they scared. Because why would you be on here? Look, when I left the community, I wasn't in contact with sisters or brothers in the community. I was doing my thing. You know, I wasn't happy. You know, I'm happy now that I'm back home. But when you see people making statements like that, that's because he is getting out. Those are devils. So now check this out, right? So Nasir is in 717 for a reason. Shalimar was sent there exactly for a reason. Now check this out. When the Nababtaat, this is how the master teacher works. And this is from my observation, okay? The master teacher will see these people and know that they're greedy. He knows that they're evil. He knows that they want the knowledge and the information. They know because they are power hungry, evil devils, right? So the master teacher say, okay, you know what? I'm going to use this devil. Check this out. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to send them all my books because their greed and the money that they want and the power that they want is going to be in my books. And even though they get the books, I'm still going to get my information out. Everybody is going to know who I am. Everybody's going to get this information. Every soul that should be touched, every person that is supposed to get this information is going to work like magic. And their greed is going to get my job done. And then when I'm done using their greed, when I come out, I'm coming home to my true followers because these niggas was faithful but not true. Now, I'm gonna look something up. I want y'all to see something. Who are the Nasirs in the Bible? No, not Nasirs. Okay, no. Who are the Nasirs? The Nasirs that wrote the Bible. Okay. Okay, I can't find it. But look, there's a group of people, right? They were called the Nasirs. And what they did was it wasn't just William Shakespeare. There was a bunch of people that came together, right? And that what they did was they helped put the Bible together, right? And they were a group called the Nasirs. And what they did was all the spiritual stuff, they kept out the scriptures that would help you elevate to a level, and all of the basic wars, the fights, the stories about the prophets and their children and what happened to Moab and John, and they would put that in there. But the real information, they would keep it out. I told you why. I'm listening to y'all. Why you said why was what? I thought Kathy Johnson was Dr. York's wife. Carla Thomas at the bookstore. Yeah, whoever said that, you're late. Orchard coded 18. You got to catch up, brother. Because me, I don't got time to be going backwards. So now, so she has information in the books. Like even Baba wrote stuff about who Tabitjet is. She will never print that. But every time she puts the books out, when it says something about Nababtaat, who is actually Ashtat's twin sister, right? She will put stuff in there to make her look like she's somebody so big and so important. You know what I mean? And other things that we need to know to elevate to the next level, they would never print them. You know, there are readings that Bible called the readings that we had that they never put in the books. That I heard them read for whatever reason, they won't put them in the books. And that's another plot that she's playing. She's hoping that the master teacher doesn't make it out of there. And then what she wants to do is come out with all these new books, with all this new information. You understand? And that's just who she is, y'all. That's what she's doing. Hold on, I got a list of hers. So I want y'all, when you get a chance, look up what the Nasirs did to the Bible, okay? Now, I want y'all to also check this out, and this is a fact as well. Remember they had this picture, this horrible picture of the master teacher, right? With his face distorted, and I got a picture of it, but I'm not going to display our master teacher in that light. You understand? I'm not going to post that and give them and do that to Baba, because they got this part of Baba a little bit, and they took some other man and put the face on it. And the thing is this. Oh, yeah, the Nazians. Yeah, the Nazian Council, right. But her name is Nasir. Thank you so much, Lamont Watson. It's the Nazian Council, yes. Y'all look that up, because her name is Nasir. And they got the Nasir, it's the same word. Nazian Council, but her name is Nasir, right? Why would Baba give her that name? And she's the one that's putting out the books and keeping what she wants for us, for herself, and putting out spurts like this, which, you know, oh, I put a little bit out here and a little bit out there, and, you know, oh, one minute, oh, I have something for you to read. Hold on a second. Here, you can read this in, you know, Tua. You know, that's how she talk. Like she don't have like the cat got her tongue, you know? So now, what was I getting ready to say about this girl? Hold on. It was something that I wrote. Oh, the picture of Baba. So she took the pic. Baba gave the office that picture, not us. The office, the administration had that picture of the master teacher, right? And they took that picture and distorted it, made Baba's face look like this. I don't know. Maybe I should show y'all real quick. Because maybe if Baba's watching, maybe he could see it too and see what they did to his face. But I don't want to show it. And you see Baba's Murdoch braid in the back, and this part is all distorted. And Jamie Alvarez and some other brothers and sisters started spreading it around. Look at Baba making a mockery of the master teacher, saying this is how he looks, knowing that Baba does not look like that. Okay? I have a picture of Baba. He has on shades, but it's on a Pa Mipta, in the Pa Mipta book that Mario Jessup printed, and it has the picture of Baba, and he looks like a guru. He has on beige top, and he has the collars tucked in. He has a kufu on. He has on shades, and you could look at his face. You could tell, like, he looks like he could just levitate. He looks very, very disciplined, like Muhammad Gandhi or something, you know? I was like, wow, you could see Baba's energy in the picture. And that's the picture that I have of the master teacher, but they had other pictures. So this is how you know what I'm saying to y'all is true, because I didn't have a copy of that picture. Nababtaat and them had that picture. Waki had that picture. Victoria Broussard had a copy of that picture. Mario Jessup had a copy of that picture. So how did y'all get that picture out to the point where they distort Bobby's face and make him look like he's this old sick man in there with glaucoma, you know? So I wanted to tell y'all that too, that she was a part of that. When they used to do fire rituals, she was a part of that too. Nababtaat was a part of all the fire rituals. Hold on a second, y'all. Okay, so what Nababtaat did was she switches, right? She takes out the spirituality from the books, right? And so, like y'all, the brother just said, the Nasir Council, they omitted more than 30 books at the council at the Nasir in 324 BCE. Yes, okay? So now let's get to, hold on, I got to get the Black Devil book 1 minute because I have something I need to read to y'all because the next person that I need to explain to y'all is that brother that calls himself Topper. His name is Ziyaad. Okay, but I need my Black Devil book. Here we go. Because there's something that Baba wrote in his book that explains what his family and them did. Okay? Hold on now. Hold on, I got something else I gotta do. Hold on, I got something else I have to do. 1 moment, family, okay? Dog, how am I gonna do this? 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so now, I got something that I need for you all to hear about this woman, okay? About Nababtaat, a.k.a. Carla Thomas, the Chameleon. Okay, first of all, they said that she went to she's a part of a cult, some type of cult somewhere in New York. And it's a secret society. And she's a part of this secret society. And what she does is, because I asked them, how does she know where to go? And they said they find them on the internet, but I guess the evil being that's inside of her knows where it is. And she meets with these people and they do these spiritual rituals with the satanic symbol to get powers. Because they need to keep giving her powers because her job is to make sure that the master teacher doesn't get out of there. You feel me? She's a part of it. And she tried to take my life on so many occasions, and I'm going to tell y'all about that too. But let me turn this to her. And I want to read to y'all what they said that she is in depth, okay? They said, hold on, let me get her picture right now. They said, this evil woman is terrible and dangerous. She is operating through powers of the chameleon. She currently got promoted to lizard powers of operational. She is doing everything possible to acquire a lot more powers to destroy all those she hates, especially you, meaning me, Saida. She is attacking you more. Just that you were protected by the powers of our elders through our prayers. It says Carla Thomas has been having sexual intercourse with different kinds of men, including this young man, Ziyaad Roach. This is him. Ziyaad Roach. Including this young man, Ziyaad Roach. No, including this evil young man, Ziyaad Roach. Carla's mission now is to see you dead. Carla's mission now is to see you dead or get you ill with a stroke and rashes all over your body. She wants people to hate and reject you in everything, as she did to Dr. Malachi. Okay? That's what y'all needed to know. Now, I'm going to read something in the Black Devil book, and then we're going to get over here to the Roach Man. To Topper, the Roach Man. We're going to get into it about him. Yeah, this is him. Look at his legs. His legs are so freaking bony. Oh my gosh, they so skinny it doesn't even look normal. Yeah, this is who he is, the La Roach. Okay? Can y'all hear me? Okay, and kids, y'all can hear me good. This is the La Roach the Roach. We're going to get into this evil being too, because he's evil too. He's evil. Yeah, the La Roaches. And this is his brother, Lemuel, and he got two other sisters named Pamela La Roach, and he got another sister named Sophia La Roach. And hold on. He got a sister named Pamela La Roach and Sophia La Roach. And they were the sisters that got on the stand, a witness stand, and lied on the master teacher. Those were his brothers and sisters. Okay? Pamela La Roach and Sophia La Roach, they were his sisters that got on the witness stand and lied on Panabab Noon. Okay? Now, Tapa has a father named Yaya, right? The master teacher came to me and said to me, not came to me. He wrote me and told me, when you see Tapa, tell him that I said to tell his father, Yaya, to write a book called I Know That Man Malachi, because his father was the master teacher's best friend. And anybody on the planet that knew anything about the master teacher, it was Yaya, right? So I told him, Baba also said that when he used to go to Florida, to SeaWorld, that the dolphins would come up to him and bow to him. And Baba said, when I come home, we're going to go to SeaWorld, Tabitjet, and we're going to take a few people with us. We're going to have a good time. Don't worry, good times are coming ahead of us. He said, y'all are going to see the dolphins bow to me. And I said, wow. So I told this to Tapa, to tell this to his father. He never told his father that. And a few years later, his father died, and then he wrote the book, I Know That Man Malachi. But when you read the book, you can tell there's things missing out of it. It's like, come on. You can read it and tell this is not authentic. It's just like when people die and they do movies. It's like the New Edition movie. I love that movie because all of them are alive, and they all telling a story about their life. How one was on pills, the other one went solo, the other one was replaced. Bobby went and dug the cake up and said, this my cake, and all the other stuff. You understand what I'm saying? They're alive, just like with Ray Charles. He did his movie. He was alive when he did his movie. Why are you going to wait till your father died? You should have did it when your father was alive. So that way we could have got to know all these wonderful stories and things about the master teacher. But see, what happens is they greed, their power, and stuff like that. He going to wait till his father died to do it. So now, he got a sister named Pamela La Roach. He got a sister named Sophia La Roach. And they lied on Baba. And those was Abby Yaya's children. Now, I want you to read something, what the master teacher wrote in the Black Devil book. I'm going to read this so you all can understand what we dealing with and how this, because these people, now my thing is this, the reason why Top is on my wall is because he's a devil too. And I'm going to prove it to you. And I'm going to show y'all something too. Hold on. It's a part in here that talks about, excuse me, family, for my, not being organized. I had a lot going on. So, oops. Excuse me. All right, let me hold this while I look for this. 1 minute. I got to get a stand for this phone. All right, hold on a second. It's in the beginning of this book. It talks about your children. Okay, here it is. All right. Now, all right, here's Baba talking. Okay, now, this is going to help y'all explain what Baba said about black devils. He said, this is on page 7, the introduction. Well, I'm going to skip a little pieces to make my point. Baba says, this book is being rewritten because we are now past the year 2000 AD and the devil is on a rampage. The seed of the serpents are killing one another. And the reason I feel it is important to write this book is because of my own experiences with human black devils. The reason why the Bible in Genesis chapter 3 verse 1 refers to the serpent as the most subtle, and the word being used there for subtle in Hebrew is arum, and means sneaky, which is what Carla is, shrewd, which is what Carla Thomas is, sly, prudent, and crafty. I realize that the only way the serpent or Lucifer and his children can work is on the opposite side of the works of God. Like in Genesis chapter 3, you see, the God of the scriptures used these cherubims to block humankind or Adam and Eve's seed from getting back into the garden of delight and pleasure. Again, in the ancient tablets, the serpent or reptilian person, sometimes called Satan, the dragon, and the devil, Revelation chapter 12 takes on the disguise of other creatures to deceive the angels of God. And one of the tactics of a shrewd devil is to work their way up through the ranks, like it says in Isaiah chapter 14:13. Their focus is on wealth, their focus is on money and power. The scriptures speak of this in the book of Timothy, chapter 6, verse 10. For the love of money is the root of all evil. The Luke chapter 9, verse 25. For what is a man's advantage if he gain the whole world and loses himself or be cast away? And in Mark 8:36, for what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? They know, he's talking about black devils, they know that in any organization or establishment or even a family, they must get control of the finances. And from that position, they can work their iniquities. The worst kind of devils are those born in your bloodline or the children of your best friends. Again, the worst kind of devils are those born in your bloodline or the children of your best friends. Now, Yaya was Baba's best friend. Who was his children? Pamela La Roach, Safal La Roach, Lemuel La Roach, Ziyaad La Roach, also known as Tapa. Those are Yaya's children. You see in Genesis chapter 6, it speaks of Nephilims or giants being in the earth and disagreeable beings coming down and marrying the daughters of men, Adam, and as a result, mix their evil blood or seed with human beings. In Genesis chapter 6, verse 5, it tells you what happens of the mixing. It states, the God, so that the wickedness of man's seed was great in the earth. Here is the most important part, where it continues to say, and that every imagination of the thought of his or heart was only evil continually. Now, it may be hard for you to believe that you can give birth to the child who has received the craftiness of the devil. However, in Genesis chapter 3:15 clearly states, and I will put enmity, and the Hebrew word for enmity there is Eba A Bal, and it means hatred. But listen to what it says, between thee, between meaning the serpent, the devil, and the woman. Meaning Eve, however, there is the most important part of it, and between thy seed. The Hebrew word for seed is zechra, meaning child, carnal, offspring, and fruitful. So the devil is going to have children, and his children are going to hate Eve's children. For the quote continues to say, and her seed, meaning Eve's seed. The devil is so crafty and shrewd that his tactic was to move in the community, marry in with us, and mix their blood into your blood so that you will be loving the devil, first as your wife or your husband, then as your sons and daughters, and your best friends and their families. It's all the work of evil. And if you are a man or a woman of power, then these devils cling up close to you, because that is exactly what the word cherub means. It is from the Hebrew word kerub, meaning to be near or to be close to. As Azazel, the fallen angel, was close to God in heaven. And even in Job chapter 1 verse 7, and Job chapter 2 verse 2, where it states, and the Lord said unto Satan, whence thou comest? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth and from walking up and down in it. You see where he converses with God? Even in the case of the Lord Jesus Christ, the devil, Judas drew close to him, according to John chapter 6, verse 70, verse 71. And I quote, Jesus answered them, have I not chosen you 12, and one of you is a devil? He spoke of Judas Iscariot, the son of Simon, for it was he who that should betray him, being one of the 12. And then Baba goes on to say, I have discovered in my own life when I had vowed to devote my life to God, who at the time I called Allah, born a Muslim, before being saved and finding Christ and making him my personal savior, that I was called to God to raise 144,000 gowned in white robes before the year 2000, which would be the year 6000 AD in biblical history, and the climax of the devil's rule. I had solely given myself to this cause from the year 1967 AD, and I firmly believe that the year 1970 opened the seventh seal and left me with 30 years to get this job done. Those that really know me knew I labored day and night. I traveled the world, mastered the languages, did in-depth study of all the scriptures and world religions, and I was on my way to raise the children of God. However, just as Eve said in Genesis 3:13, where the devil beguiled her, the devil beguiled me. And it means deceived, to be tricked. He said, I was deceived by my own. John chapter 1, verse 11. Jesus said in John chapter 8, verse 44, you are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. We literally bred and welcomed into our congregation children of the devil. And they were there from the time they became conscious of who and what they were until the year 2000 AD. Your own children will deliver you to the devil because they prefer to honor Satan and turn their back on their parents. And tell you right in the it tells you right in the Bible, according to the following quotes, where it states in Matthew chapter 10, verse 12, and the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents, and cause them to be put to death. Micah chapter 7, verse 6, for the son dishonoreth the father. The daughter rises up against her mother, the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemies are the men of his own house. Malachi chapter 1, verse 6. A son honors his father, and a servant his master. If then I be the father, where is my honor? If I be the master, where is my fear? Saith the Lord of hosts unto you, O priests that despise my name, and say ye, wherein have we despised thy name? However, all of a sudden, as we approach the end of the millennium, the year 2000 AD, some of the devils who gave birth to devils, these children of ours, our converts, or our friends who appear to be so devoted to everything we stood for and believed, immediately lost faith in what they lived their life for, or at least that's what they like to make us believe. They had the truth and turned their backs away from the truth. Timothy chapter 2, verse 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 4 states, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned into fables. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 5 states, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, and from such turn away. So, now, why am I saying this? Because Tapa, who's known as Ziyaad Roach, the Roach, his sister, Pamela La Roach, his other sister, Safa La Roach, they was Abby Yaya's children, and they lied on the master teacher. And guess what? What did Tapa do? Because if I had a sister, all right, that lied on the master teacher, and I know she's a liar, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to the government and say, listen, my sister's lying. I know her. She's lying. You understand? I'm not going to sit there and let them do this to the master teacher. Now, I want to show you something that's deep, because Tapa got a brother named, I don't know if that's his brother. I don't know. That's his brother, his cousin, or whatever. But his name is Lemuel La Roche. And I want to read this article to y'all so y'all can see what happened to him. Hold on. This is, okay, man pleads, hold on, let me back up 1 minute. Let me move this out of my way. Okay. Man pleads not guilty in 16-year-old alleged Athens murder. Right? This is in September 2018. A man this week pled not guilty to charges he fatally stabbed a woman in her West Side apartment 16 years ago. A grand jury in July indicted La Roach for malice murder, 2 counts of felony murder, first-degree burglary, and aggravated assault, according to Clark County Superior Court records. He pled not guilty to all charges at his Monday arraignment. Chrysler's homicide case had grown cold until late last year when La Roach supplied a DNA sample when convicted of a felony in Atlanta area, according to Athens Clark County Police. That sample was entered into the Combined DNA Index System, a national DNA database, and last November, police in Athens were notified that La Roach's DNA matched genetic evidence found at the Chrysler's murder scene. La Roach was arrested on May 8th. Look at the date, y'all. La Roach was arrested on May 8th following an investigation by police with the assistance of the DeKalb County Probation Office, the Georgia Bureau of Investigations, and the FBI. And this is the woman that he supposedly had murdered. Now, do I believe it? No, because they always framing us. But guess what? The La Roaches are not good people. The La Roaches are devils. And I know his brother to be a black devil. Let me tell you what happened one day. I went to this is my second negative. I had 2 negative encounters with this black devil right here. And yeah, this is Jacob York. Okay, let me tell you what happened with this dude before. One day, I was in, let me turn this back on me. One day, hold on, let me put this. Okay, thank you, love it. Because they getting mad. Oh my gosh. They getting pissed off. Anyway, and then, okay, so let me tell you what happened with Topper, with La Roach. One day, I'm at the put-on, and they had a pool table there, right? Exactly, clowns. So one day, I'm at the put-on, there was a pool table there, right? And so I know how to shoot pool. So, what's her name? The sister, Miriam Canty's daughter, her name is, what's that girl name? Dog Baba said when you forget somebody's name, that means they're not going to be here with us, you know? What is Miriam's daughter name? She got Shalomi, Sade. Okay, so Sade was in some type of program, job court, right? And so she knew how to shoot pool from being in job court. So they had this big pool table there. So I was like, she said, you want to play? I was like, rack them up. So we started shooting pool, right? We in our garbs, we in the put-on. They get ready to have class, or it was over, whatever. Class was over. They used to give us updates every Tuesday. So I'm shooting pool with Sade. So Sade grew up with Topper, a.k.a. Ziyaad Roach, on Tamaray. So when I'm shooting pool, he's standing over there hating on me. Talking about, get her, get her, get her. He didn't want me to win. And in my mind, I'm like, it's just a game. Like, you sit up here acting like this is some serious, like your life depends on this game or something. Like, if she lose, you gonna lose or something. I don't know. But I was like, and I said to myself, I looked at him and I was like, what is wrong with this freaking dude? I was like, he's freaking negative and he's evil. He's standing over here, pushing her, rooting for her to win. Like, please, please don't let this girl win over a freaking game that you're not even playing. Like, nigga, you're not even playing the game. It's me and her. Matter of fact, Sade had spent the night in my house, her co-worker from Job Corps. They came to my crib. You know what I'm saying? And we playing pool. It's like we 2 women. He was standing over there. I'm telling you, y'all, he was like, get her, get her. Don't let her win. Don't let her win. Yeah, yeah, Sade. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm standing here playing game. I wanted to tell him, yo, get out of here. Move. You know what I'm saying? Like, move away from the table. So I won one game, she won one game, and then I won her at another game. I've been shooting pool for years, and he was just hating. And so I asked somebody before we left out. I asked the sister. I said, who's that brother right there? She said, oh, that's Abby Yaya's son. I said, what's his name? She said, Topper. I was like, oh, she was like, why, what's the matter? You like him? I said, girl, please. I said, I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with him. I'm sitting here playing a game, and this nigga is sitting up here fighting for me to lose. Like, I mean, like, he was so angry that I won. Because when I was like, 8 ball, straight up, boom. And when I got it in there, I was like, what's up, girl? You want to rack him up, you know, whatever. And he's standing there trying to do it. So here's another incident. That's the first incident I had with this freaking idiot. So another time, I'm playing, Carlita's daughter. I went to check Carlita and her daughter. And trust me, when I saw them, they ain't saying, she was like this. No, my daughter, Hair is lying. My daughter would never say that. That's a lie. She was scared, okay? But they talk all this crap on the internet. Then when you see them, they're a whole nother person. So Carlita's daughter was in my business because I told the sister that when there was some new books that came out, and I said, find Carla and get me the few books because I don't pay for the books. I'm working for Panabab Yanoon, okay? I don't pay for the books, and the office was told Tabitjet does not pay for the books, okay? So I said, let them know I'm on the phone. I said, how go in there and get me those books so you can mail them to me. I'll send you the money to mail them. She said, yeah, this one came out. That one came out. So when she went to get it, Carlita's daughter says, and she says, this is for Tabitjet. And she goes, and Carlita's daughter, right? Mind you, she's 17 years old, talking smack about a grown woman. I said, what? And she said, and so Hathar says, that's Baba's mate. And she was like, please, that wasn't actually, that's not confirmed. I said, what? I said, what is this 17-year-old doing in my freaking business, talking about something hasn't been confirmed? So I tried to call her mother on the phone. She wouldn't pick up. I was calling. I was like, Carlita, can you pick up? I need to ask you about what's going on with your daughter. She needs to stay out of my freaking business, okay? She's a freaking kid. Stay out of my business. And I said, it's okay. You're not picking up this phone. I'm coming to Brooklyn. I'm going to see you soon. So it was around the time Zanisha was sick. She was dying. I had to meet somebody at the UN. And I said, yeah, perfect timing. Yeah. So I rolled up in the bookstore. Carlita was back there because they was all living in that nasty, filthy, haunted house in 717. And I said, yeah, sis, can we talk? And she was like, yeah. So we went down in the temple. So Carlita was sitting behind the table and I was sitting in front of her. And she said, I'm getting ready to call Amunet now. I said, yeah. And I told her, what's up with your daughter slandering my name and talking about me and being in my business? First of all, she's a child, okay? Second of all, you know, like, what are you doing? What are you in my business talking about? It's not confirmed and all this other stuff. What the hell has that got to do with me getting the freaking books? And if Baba told Hathar that, excuse me, don't be cursing on my chat room, brother. I'm sorry. I'm going to put you out. Thank you, love it. So I said, so while I was talking, I said, Carlita was saying, that's not true. Hathar is a liar. I said, look, the girl swore on her, she said, I swear on my 2 sons. She said, I swear on my son's Tabitjet. Her daughter said that. And I said, well, you need to bring her down here because, you know, whatever. So when she brought her down, they was as humble as pie. No, we wouldn't say that. You know, I said, because Carlita, you went up to visit Baba, so you already know what it is, and you know what he told you about me and him. So how is it all of a sudden now, this is not in fact, and what's your daughter doing in my business? Mind her freaking business. So then Carlita was like, no, she didn't say that. So while Carlita was talking to me, the Roach, let me get my SWAT. Hold on, because I got to SWAT him for this. So while I'm doing this, the roach comes in there. The roach comes in there. The roach comes in there with his ugly bony behind, talking about what he did was he was messing with the music. And what he was doing was taking the music and throwing, he was taking the music and throwing the music up loud and looking at Carlita, telling Carlita to yell at me, to start a fight. See, he was trying to instigate. He was looking at Carlita, then he kept messing with the music, taking it, unplugging it, making this loud noise, and it kept popping, making this noise, and he kept looking at Carlita like, get her, go off on her, get loud, get loud. That he was trying to tell Carlita to say that to me, but she didn't. You understand? We reasoned it out. It was time to kill these freaking roaches and all these liars. Now let me tell you why Jacob is up on this wall. Because Jacob is his brother. This is Abby Yaya's son. And even though Baba raised him as his own son, Jacob never knew that Dr. Malachi York wasn't his real father, because Baba's not that kind of man. Baba's not the type of man that's going to make children feel like they're not a part of, because he was a child. But his mother had slept with him, with his father. And she got pregnant, and Baba knew that Jacob wasn't his son because he had girls that year. He gave birth to a girl child that year, and that's how he knew that was not his son. And so one day when Abigail had a son named Enlil that took his life. Unfortunately, he hung himself, right? And Jacob and she was down with it too. Carla Thomas, they was down with it too. Look at her. Look how creepy she look here, y'all. Look. What is that, y'all? Do y'all think that's beautiful? So now what happened was Jacob York got Abigail together, and all the conspirators and everybody that lied on Dr. Malachi York, they had a party at the temple on Bushwick Avenue, and he was there with them, okay? So now my thing is this. If you sold for the master teacher coming out and you wanted him home, you're just like your sister Sophia Roach, who lied on a witness stand. Pamela Roach lied on a witness stand. Your brother's in freaking prison for a murderer, and you're over there in Brooklyn with them. You're a freaking roach too, okay? He's a freaking roach too. Kill the roaches, y'all. So now what happened was he told Jacob, where y'all going? I want to go with y'all. Where y'all going to eat? Y'all going to eat? And Jacob said, get out of here, man. Because after they had a party in the Parah, mind you, they had a party in the Parah, y'all. Jacob got Abigail and everybody that lied on the master teacher. They all had a party at the Parah in Bushwick Avenue, 717. And he was there eating with them. And then he walked up to Jacob and said, where y'all going? And he said, and somebody said, we going to eat. And Jacob told, I kind of like pushed him away or whatever. But my thing is this. If you were so concerned about Baba coming home, Ziyaad, if you were so interested in him coming out, why would you want to roll with people that put him in there? See? And then they did this mystery behind closed doors. They all stand. Everybody that was on mystery behind closed doors was a part of the conspiracy. They don't want Baba home because they want to be next in line to rule. Okay? Okay? Now, the reason why Dale is here and why her daughter Mary is here, this is Dale Elaine Brown, the fly. This is Mary Elaine York, the witch. They're all witches. He's a witch too. He's a warlock. He's a witch too. He's a warlock. He's an evil dude. He's an evil nigga. These are all evil niggas and devils. You too. Now you locked up. You got locked up on May 8th for what you did. Y'all think y'all gonna get away with what y'all did for Baba? He got malaria. He's sick right now. They all got malaria. They going down there in Africa acting like they getting ready to do something so powerful for Baba. It was all games and all lies. Trust me when I tell you. He was supposed to be the head of the NIBs, the niggas in black at one time. Remember that? Y'all, he was supposed to be the head of the NRBs, the niggas in black, because that's what he is a nigga in black. Now, let me explain something to y'all about these people. So now, Baba had told Nababtaat when she was in the office that while I go on tour to take care of things for him in Washington, I was back and forth, right? And Baba was said, make sure Tabitjet is financially supported. And guess what? Her and her daughter was making sure that I never got the money. Because she asked me one time, where are you getting the money from to do this? And I said, Nasir. Baba told Nasir, Nababtaat to give me the money. And she was like, but I didn't know she was a witch at the time. But I was like, why they trying to figure out where I'm getting the money from? They didn't want Baba to come home. But listen to this, y'all. Look at her veins in her head. Look, y'all, they not human. Look at her. Look at her. Y'all gotta look at these pictures and tell me what is that? Something is wrong with her. Look, they got something that they sick. She's sick too. Look at her. You could tell she's sick. She's a chameleon. She's a chameleon, y'all. And he's a roach. He's a roach. And did y'all know that the master teacher said that the La Roaches, that they were the ones who that were in charge of the Titanic when they went to Egypt and stole all that gold? The math teacher said that was the La Roaches that did that. And he's a La Roach. Okay, look at his name. Roach. La Roach the Roach. La Roach the Roach, y'all. A freaking black devil. And he's sleeping with, that's her man. This is Carla Thomas, man. The Roach. And they're both chameleons. They know how to change their spirit and make you appear to be these beautiful, people when they're really devils. Okay. So now, I wanted to get that straight. Hold on a minute. Now check this out. Let me make sure I covered everything. Because I'm not going to let them get away with nothing. All right? Hold on. Now, let me tell y'all about what she did when she tried to kill me. One day, I'm talking to her on the phone, Carla Thomas, and let me tell you what she did first to Baba. They are doing things to create Baba to be stressed out. Because remember, these are Confederates, right? From other star systems. She represents the reptilians, but the chameleon reptilians, because the chameleons are the most wicked and the most evil are the chameleons. You understand? And so she represents the chameleon spirits of the evil reptilian species. So the thing or whatever it is that's inside of her, or whatever she is, it's not human. All right? It's an extraterrestrial. And so what they do is they're good at playing mind games. You understand? Because I don't know if y'all ever remember that movie called The Exorcist. In that movie, the man was saying to the younger priest, he was an elder priest, he said, listen, the devil is very powerful. He knows how to get in your head. He says, don't listen to nothing that he says because he can get in your head and make you think things. He said, don't listen to him. The devil is a liar. They know how to manipulate and play games and irritate you really good. Because remember, when you fight in a fight, they fighting back too. We fighting, they fighting, you fighting, we fighting. So they throwing licks at Baba, but it's spiritual. You understand? And they're doing things to make him sick and get angioedema attacks in there. Okay? So now what happened was this. She wrote a letter to the master teacher in prison. Oops. That's me with my phone. Sorry, y'all. Oh. Okay, she wrote a letter. I could take this off now. Okay, because I don't need this no more because I'm about to end this soon. So what happened was she wrote a letter to the master teacher, right? And when she wrote the letter, she did something on the letter, right? And when Baba got the letter, they shut his privileges down. They shut his writing down. They shut his mail down. He could communicate with nobody anymore. And she said it was something that she drew. And the way she said, I don't know, it was something that I drew. I just drew a little something. And I guess they were trying to say that it was speaking in codes, but I don't know what they mean if they're saying that we're speaking in codes, because the way that I wrote it, it was like, this is our language. And so, she's trying to explain to me to make herself look innocent with what she did to get Baba to lose his privileges. So she is one of the 7 that they have to write the math teacher, because they don't let Baba write everybody. They only let him write the informants, the CIA agents, the FBI agents, the people that conspired to put him in there. Because guess what? If he writes all of us, y'all know things are going to change, and they know that. They know Baba, things don't stay the same with the master teacher. So if y'all think these niggas are going to still be running things, think again. Because things switch up all the time. Okay? Just like Janet Goins was the P feather bird or whatever she was, and now she ain't no more. All that stuff was going on, and y'all was like, yeah, all of y'all running behind this freaking idiot. Y'all don't even know why Baba did that. Okay? But if you were intelligent, you could sit back and watch and see that she was just exposed. You feel me? So it's like these people are not going to be where they are for long. You understand? Because they know that if the master teacher was to write if he was able to write everybody, they know that there would be some major changes, because he would be able to reach out to people. Listen, when the master teacher got mail, he was getting so much mail that they had to hire other people just to handle his mail alone. They are very, very jealous of the master teacher. And the Nababtaat wanted to be Kathy so bad because she light-skinned. She wanted to be Kathy so bad. She wanted to be the head, the matriarch of the tribe. And I'm Nababtaat, the wife of Malachi. And I have his daughter. And please, they could run that game to y'all, and y'all could feed into that celebrity syndrome is what I call it. I don't fall for it at all, because I call it as it is. I see what I see, I know what I know, and I know that they are part of this conspiracy with the master teacher being incarcerated, and now they all got the wrath upon them. Ziyaad Roach has what do you call it? Malaria. Nababtaat is sick. The clan mother's sick. Listen, I'm telling y'all, Inky came to me in a dream, and Baba was there, and that's how I know it was him. And he had a hood on, and he had on writing in silver like a sword. Like a sword. And it was writing, and it said, they are all sick. And he looked like the Reaper, saying that they were sick, all of them. So, I wanted to break something down about the chameleons. Hold on, y'all. My phone ain't gonna fall now because it got that thing on it. I want to show y'all something about the chameleon spirit. Hold on. Evil spirit of the chameleon. Chameleon lizard. Oh, I didn't even know in the movie Kung Fu Panda, they said the evil they said the lizard, the chameleon was evil in the movie Kung Fu Panda. I didn't even know that. Now, this is what they're saying. Oh, they so ugly. I hate them freaking lizards, y'all. I don't like them. I'll stomp a lizard quick. Okay, listen to this. Hold on. Let me see something. What do chameleon, evil spirit. Okay, let's see what that says. Oh, somebody else has something. Okay. It says chameleon demons are a type of reptile demons with the power to change themselves into inanimate objects to blend into the environment. So in other words, they're good. Well, first of all, they said that they're the most aggressive lizards, right? Let's go to the wall. First of all, they said that these are the most aggressive lizards, right? Because the way they look how they tail go into the number 6. Look at that. They said that these lizards are the most evil of the species of lizards because they know how to shift and change into the environment and blend in and adapt anywhere real quick. So they're good at fooling you. They're very aggressive, they're very evil, and they're very wicked. Now I want y'all to look at this one here. Look at it, right? And then I want y'all to look at this right here. Look. Look at it. What is it? See? You can see the chameleon. You can see the chameleon spirit. She's evil. You can see it right there too. Look. Look at it here. And then look at it there. You can see what's inside of her. You can see it's a chameleon. It's some type of lizard. Some type of evil freaking lizard. They are so freaking ugly, man. Oh my gosh. I would never want to be on a planet where I had to live with these type of things. And here's another one that's blue, see, because they could change their colors. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry if you just joined my live. I can't get into it. I've been on for a little over an hour. So there's some other things that I gotta get into as well. Hold on. I just want to make sure I cover everything. Oh, what else I was getting ready to say? Oh, I wanted to say this, right? Because Nababtaat has 2 children, right? Well, they're adults now. She has a daughter named Selke, right? Shapeshifters, and she has a daughter named Selke, and she has a son named Nabab. I don't know what his real name is. His nickname is Puffy, right? So I want to say this because I'm the type of woman that I want to tell you something. I'm going to share something personal about my mom, right? My mother is a very vicious woman. And I'm just my mother, and I'm being honest. And my mother and I are not on speaking terms, and I'm not going to ever speak to her again. I will love her from afar, and I can do that. She can feel my love, you know, and we don't have to ever talk again because my mother said something very disrespectful about the master teacher. And I was so disappointed, and I was so angry that day. You know, I told her she had to get out of my house. She wouldn't leave, and I called the cops. I was like, she got to go. I said, my mother's violent. Not violent, but she's vicious. That's the word to describe her, okay? My mother's a very nice-looking woman. She's always attracted men. We used to be walking down the streets in New York. When I was a kid, I used to try to walk behind her to hide her butt so men wouldn't try to talk to my mother, you know what I mean? You know, my mother's a very pretty woman, you know, and she's very clean, and she always kept a really nice place, you know, and but my mother's vicious, okay? And I don't speak to her. And one thing about me, and one thing that I love about the master teacher as well, is that I'm not going to like somebody because you're related to me. Your behavior does not entail me liking you, being your friend, because you're my mom, because you're my brother, because you're my cousin, or because I grew up with you. It doesn't work that way, okay? I'm not a biased woman, okay? I'm not going to Judge Charles Ashley Royals, nobody. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. You understand? And like the Black Devil book says, Baba said that black devils can be born in your family because now you're growing up loving the devil. You see? So now, my mother, one day, right? I had her back on this because I watched it happen. Well, my mother is a West Indian woman. She's from the island and she speaks Creole, right? And my mother got into it with this lady who, this lady just wanted to be my mother. She wanted my mother man. She wanted my mother clothes. I never liked her. And I kept warning my mother about this lady. I said, Mommy, I don't like her. Her name was Mary. I said, Mommy, I don't like this lady. Mother kept saying, oh, girl, you don't like nobody. You know, she just kept ignoring what I was trying to express to my mom about this woman. So make a long story short, my mother the lady was much younger than my mother. And she winded up befriending my mother and slept with my mother's husband, not my father. My mother and father separated. My mother married this man who was a chef at a hotel called the Wellington House in Manhattan. He was the head chef there. He used to cook, and then they bought a condo. They moved out the brownstone we lived in Brooklyn, and they bought a condo in the Bronx. Her and her man, you know what I mean? In Loop 7, somewhere over there near City Island. And every once in a while I would come by and stuff like that. His name was Reggie. So to make a long story short, and he looked like Gerald Levert. That's how, I'm just trying to give y'all a picture of who I'm talking about. So this lady, I would buy my mother nice things, sweatsuits, and be like, "Oh, mommy, that's not the style no more. Here, I'm gonna get you a pair of Jordans and stuff like that." And, you know, my mother would dress really nice, and this lady would do everything my mother do. This lady would do everything my mother would wear. This lady would wear, and I was like, "Yo, this lady is freaking." I told my mother I don't like her, and I said, "Mommy, you know, I'm gonna tell you another reason why I don't like her." I said, "Cause she don't take care of her children." You know, that's what I didn't like about her either. So to make a long story short, she slept with my mother's husband. She called my mother's house. She's threatening my mother for no reason at all. And my mother wasn't feeling good. After hearing all of this, she started having chest pains. She went to the hospital. And while my mother was in the hospital, the woman came there with the baby that she had with my mother's husband. And my mother got up, took the oxygen out her nose. Like I said, my mother is vicious. And my mother went to town on that freaking lady. And the lady got cuts all over her face. Like tic-tac-toe, slashes here, cuts here, everywhere. So my mother calls me because the hospital sedated her. And they kept asking my mother, where did she get the weapon from? I think the lady was the one who came in with the weapon. And my mother took it from her and cut her up. So my mother didn't do no time in jail or anything like that. Because of the situation, the fact that she was in the hospital, the lady was there and had her baby there too. And the baby didn't belong in there. She snuck up in there. So a lot of that was in her favor. She wound up not having the lady never even showed up in court, and they threw the case, they threw it out, right? Thank goodness it happened in New York, because anywhere else, they probably would have gave my mother a lot of time for that. But I want to say this. I know my mother, right? I know who she is. I know what she likes. I know what she doesn't like. I know how she smells. You know, my mother always had this scent on her that I loved. It's that was her scent, you know? But I'm not biased about my mom, okay? I'm telling you what she did. That wasn't a good thing. You understand? She defended herself, but I just know my mother has a vicious side to her that's just vicious. And a lot of people from the islands are like that. And if you ever go to the islands, especially Jamaica, you'll see a lot of people with the weirdest freaking injuries. They be a finger missing, the eye this way, or somebody done threw acid on somebody or whatever. You know, the people from the island, they have this fiery rage when they get upset or when they want to attack their enemy. You know what I'm saying? And even though I love my mom, what she did was not, to me, wasn't justified. But the lady to this day is walking with a wig that she wear braided up, covering her face. Okay? And so I'm saying that to say that Nababtaat has 2 children, right? And she has a son and a daughter, and your mother's a murderer. She tried to kill me, y'all. I was talking to her. Now, I don't know. She got something inside of a closet that she hides behind her clothes. And in there, it's like some shrine. And she got my picture in there. She got some other stuff in there with it that she put up. Then every so often, she goes there and she does her little extraterrestrial witchcraft or whatever she's doing to try to take my life. You understand? One day, and I'm going to close with that. So I'm saying this to say that Zelle, which is her daughter, who they call Ashantizulu, and Puffy, who is her son, they need to realize that your mother is a murderer, your mother's a whore, your mother's a scandalous woman, and your mother is evil. And yeah, I know that's your mother, but you need to really look at your mother, because that's not your mother, okay? That's somebody else. And if you don't think it's real, then you must not study our doctrine. You must not walk with Pana Babianu, because he's been teaching us for years that you never know who you might be entertaining. When you run into somebody, you might be entertaining an angel. He never said it was good or bad. He said sometimes when you see bums in the street, Those are not bums. He said, you see them with cars. He said, those are people from other worlds that got trapped here and they can't adjust. And they, you know what I mean? They can't adjust here. Like the 144,000, the master teacher broke it down to books that many of us suffer from ADHD. So in the books, he puts pictures and things to attract us, to keep us interested in reading, because we can get bored very easily because of our level of intelligence. You understand? Or maybe we feel like we ain't getting it fast enough. I don't know. I don't understand what ADHD is, and I don't have it. But all the children of the Most High, we carry those traits. So now, here it is. This is a woman. I've told you about my mother, that I don't talk to her. I don't speak to her. I don't condone her vicious behavior. Okay? I don't agree with what she does. And I don't speak to her because what she said about the master teacher and how she feels about my life is wrong. I'm grown and I should be able to live the way that I want to live. And I don't condone her behavior. So I'm saying this to Zelle, aka Ashantizulu and Puffy, you should not condone your mother's behavior, okay? Because one thing I could say about the master teacher, and I know this to be a fact, I don't care if you're his child, I don't care if you were a woman in his life, whomever, he has a job to do and he's going to do his assignment. And if you want to get to know him, you have to get to know the books. You have to study him. You come close to the master through the affirmation. No other way. Okay? And I'm not saying that you don't have a right. That's your father. Look, those are Baba children, not mine. But I'm just saying that, saying this to Zelle Ashantizulu, that your mother, I'm not lying about your mother. Okay? Your mother's a murderer. Your mother's wicked. Your mother's evil. And that's your mother. And the thing is now, what you going to do with this affirmation? Are you going to accept this and condone this type of behavior? Or are you going to follow the rules of Wu Sabat and how we live for, of, and by each other? Okay? I wanted to say that because my mother's vicious and I know that she is. Okay? And she's not around me anymore. She used to come down to Georgia all the time. She used to fly every summer. She would fly down, hang out with me. I would take her to class and I would just say, Mommy, please don't, I know you're going to see some people that just don't say anything. She didn't like Waukee when she seen her. She said she was full of sugar, honey, iced tea. And she meant it. And I knew it was real when she said it. And other people that was sitting next to us was like, wow, your mother peaked that. I was like, yeah, anybody can be around a woman or people like this and know that something is wrong with them. She took that lady Kahenti out. Kahenti came back with some incense. She lit it. And her family was saying that it smelled like poop. It smelled like feces, like doodle. And that's not the word they use. And Kahenti kept saying that she was seeing rats in her house, but not physical rats, but she was seeing them. And somebody would come and be like, there's no rats here. And I know what she's talking about because when she did what she was doing to me, before I knew what was going on, it was like I kept seeing a rat. I was like, was that a rat? But it wasn't a rat. And I'm looking around like, there's no rats here. Where I lived, there was no rats. There's no rats here. And I'm like, what's going on? But see, now, because I knew who they were and I protected myself, Kahenti didn't know. She went around them and they took her out, man. They did something because when Kahenti died, there was foam coming out of her mouth and her nose. And she was good the other day. When she went to walk with her best friend knew who she was like. The next day she gone. So there are members of this tribe that have had balloon ceremonies. And it wasn't because they were in Baba's way. It was because these people are murderers. I just read to you what the man said. Let me read to you again what they said that she'll do. And then we're going to end this. And then I'm going to, hold on. I forgot to tell the family about the donations. I'm sorry, y'all. I just wanted to get into this. I forgot all about that. But I want to thank you all for helping me. I'm only $1,500 short of my goal, and I will have the whole 10 grand. So those of you that haven't helped, get on board and help. Those of you who didn't help, it's okay. You're going to wish that you would have helped me because I'm the real deal. And when I say that I'm going to make things pop off for the master teacher, it is going to go down. But like I said, this is a war. This is a fight. And I want to say this to you all as well. A lot of y'all are not in this fight with me, right? A lot of y'all don't understand what I've been through. You don't know what's happened, what I'm going through, and you will. And a lot of you, if this project was given to you, right? If this assignment was given to you, you would have left already. Moderators, can you please put my Cash App in there? It's $ Tabitjet. So, the family, what I want to say to you is, this is not an easy thing that I have to do. You know, I gotta pack, I gotta travel, you know, I gotta, stay in hotels. I don't like hotels. You know what I'm saying? They make me feel itchy. You know, even if they real clean, I'll still be thinking like, what was somebody doing in here? I just don't like them. But I have to make sacrifices for the master teacher. You understand? And the thing is, no one else is going to do it. All of them are lying and playing games with his life. And I'm making the sacrifices, and it's not easy. You understand? There was times that I felt like giving up. I didn't say I gave up. I felt like it. Like, what am I going to do? Like, how are you going to get out of there if I don't have people working with me? And so now we're all working together, family. You all are helping me. Keep sending me the money because I need it. Keep sending it, y'all. Don't stop helping me. Don't. Because, look, your love, how can I explain this? Your support, thank you. Somebody just sent me a Cash App. I can't see how much it is. Your support is us coming together because love is an action word. You show how you feel by what you do, not by what you say. And so I feel like with what I'm doing, exposing everybody, showing y'all who they are and telling y'all what they did and the lifestyle that they live, how they treating Baba, how they're doing things to make him get sick in there with the angioedema. The Carla Thomas is a fraud. She's a devil. She's evil. And she's doing everything to make Baba sick. And if you get in her way, she will figure out a way how to take you out. And like I said, when they do it, it's always an accident. You see? It's never something, it's always an accident the way they do it. You understand? She tried to kill me, y'all. One day I was talking to her on the phone and I kept hearing the doors creaking. I said, why don't y'all get new doors? She was like, no, I leave it like that. That way I know who's getting away. So I'm hearing the door creak. Right? While she's talking to me. And then all of a sudden she's getting quiet. And I'm like, why is she so quiet? Y'all, I swear on my life, I'm not making this up. When I hung up the phone from her, the wind started blowing like crazy. It didn't knock my plants. It smacked my plants that I had on my patio, and they all broke and this wild wind came. Then that night, I had a dream. It wasn't a dream, it was a vision. Something, it looked like a kangaroo with wings, with the wings of a bat, right? And it had ears, and it had skin, where the skin looked like it was gray, like a rat color gray, but it was kind of greenish a little bit. And it had veins, or you could see the veins throughout the animal, right? And it hopped and hopped and hopped, and it tried to talk, but the tongue rolled out like this, and then it rolled back in, and it was going. And I was like, and I was in this place, wherever I was, it was evil. And there was this red stuff, and it took this thing and shoved it up inside of me, in my rectum. And then I took it out, and it was blood on it. And I was like, what the heck is that? That next day when I got up, right, I went to the, that was her killing me in the spirit world. That morning when I woke up, and you could ask the sister Ka'atak, because I was talking to her on the phone about it. When I went downstairs to get in my car, there was a bird on the passenger side of the car just sitting there. And I said, a bird? I said, birds mean death. Whenever a bird flies outside of its nature, whether it's in your house, in your car, or it's on top of your car, No, there's no food there. What is a bird doing on top of your car? So what happened was I looked at the bird and said, somebody dying? And it went like this, like, yeah, looking at me. And I looked at the bird and said, my mom? And it looked at me like, I'm on top of your car. So I didn't understand it. And I said, what? I'm looking at the bird like, because birds are messengers, right? So I said, I went and got in the car and I started driving. And when I started driving, right, this thing came, a green dragonfly. It was the color of Melchizedek, like in the color of the painting, that color green. It came and it flew and it went across my windshield like this, back and forth, back and forth. In my car, across my whole window shield. It just kept going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I was like, oh, sweat. I said, oh, sweat, it's a dragonfly. I was talking to Ka'ate. I was like, oh, sweat, it's a dragonfly. It was just going across my screen in my window. So I went to this vegan store to get some buffaloes. They take cauliflower and make buffalo wings out of them. They deep fry them and they taste like buffalo wings and they crunchy. So I went to the store to go get them, right? Because I called and the girl was like, we ran out. And I said, can you send me an email when y'all get them? So I was going to get my buffalo wings and I was going to get me a smoothie and a drink and go for a walk, right? This is when I was living in Florida. So all of a sudden, I'm driving and that dragonfly did that across my screen. So after that happened, then I went around to come back home after I got what I needed. I went around to come back home and there was a car that was like mine because I had a Chrysler van and it was a white one like mine and it was upside down, smashed. I'm talking about smashed, like it flipped. It was upside down. And I could hear aliens telling me that accident was supposed to happen to you, but we sent it in the wind that way. And it happened to those people. And I looked at the car and I said, oh, shoot, she tried to kill me. And then I remembered the dream. You understand? And I was like, yo, this girl, like I said, she got something in her closet. Y'all look at that bill. Y'all look at 717. Look at the flyer that I sent out. And look at the window of where they live. Why y'all windows look like the Haunted Mansion? Why y'all don't have beautiful blinds and curtains and stuff? In your house, y'all are women. And you're supposed to be, excuse me. Look at the windows at 717, y'all. The energy is off. I lived in that place on the third floor. 717 on the third floor. I lived there. Okay? It did not look like that. It's painted dark and gloomy. The paint is chipped. It's y'all got the deities out there, whatever, but so what? It's not. Look at Bushwick Avenue and look at that place. And it looked like a haunted mansion. You can tell that she's evil. You can tell that that place is evil. You can tell that they are a part of this conspiracy to keep Baba locked up. She's a part of it. And I think one of the things that she tries to do is to make sure we don't have like they always try to push you away. They want us to shut down. Her job is to make sure we shut down. Even though she's going to print the books, of course, she's going to do that for the money. But their job is to shut us down, y'all. Hold on, I want to make sure. Like I said, family, again, these people, especially Carla Thomas, they're trying to make sure y'all don't give me no financial support. And you know what Bobby used to say to her all the time? Why does Tabitjet bills go unpaid? All the work she putting in for me, why y'all not helping her and working with Tabitjet? And guess what? They won't work with me at all. She's jealous, she's evil, and she tried to take my life on more than one occasion. Okay? So, again, let me read to you what she is. This evil woman, this is what they said. I'm going to read it, and then we're going to end. And those of you who are supporting me, please, I got $1,500 more I need. $1,585 is what I need to reach the $10,000 goal. And also, when I come back, I don't want to have to, I'll explain this to y'all. Because when I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm going to go live, okay? I'm not going to go live so people can see where I'm at. But when I'm going to take care of my business, when it's necessary, I'm smart enough to know when it's time to go live. So those of you need to subscribe, hit the notification button so you can notify and get notice when I'm going live. Hold on. Let me tell y'all what they said about her one more time. Oh, shoot. Hold on. They said, this evil woman is terrible and dangerous. She is operating through the powers of the chameleon. She is currently promoted to lizard powers of operational. She is doing everything possible to acquire a lot more powers to destroy all those she hates, especially you, Tabitjet. She is attacking you more, just that you were protected by the elders, through the powers of the elders. You need more prayer protection. Carla Thomas has been having sexual intercourse with different kinds of men, including this evil young man, Ziyaad Roach. Carla's mission now is to see you dead. Carla's mission now is to see you dead. Or get you ill with a stroke and rashes all over your body. She wants people to hate you and reject you in everything you do, as she did Dr. Malachi. Don't let these pictures, don't let that smile fool you, because she evil. So, with that being said, family, don't let them win. Don't let the evil seed win and defeat us with what we have to do, because we're the good people. You know, I always try to be honest. You know, I want the master to come out. I'm praying for his safe return, and I'm doing everything in my powers that all the powers, because they got powers, we got powers too. Y'all keep Baba in your prayers. Keep me in your prayers. Continue to support me, because the love and the support is necessary. The money is necessary for us to fight this devil. Okay? The money is necessary, family. It's not, I don't love it. I need it. There's a difference. Okay? I don't love money. I need it. All right? And this needs to be said. So I want to end our this session. I think I covered everything. Let me check and make sure that I covered everything. Yep, I did. Yep. Don't forget, y'all, she's a millionaire. Why they asking y'all all this money? Oh, there was one more thing I had to tell y'all. One more thing. Hold on. I wish I didn't need glasses. When I was younger, I used to buy fake glasses and rock them because I thought it was fly to have glasses. Now I got them and I don't want them. Anyway, for those of y'all that are in AEO, those of y'all that are with the Lodge and the OES, you all need to know that this was created with the evil people. Baba Ben told them to come out the garbs. For some whatever reason, they just keep on telling y'all when new people come in, they need to sign up for AEO because they just want your money. Oh, you got to pay dues. You got to do this. And it's like the math teacher said, it's not about, not AEO, OES. The OES, the women of the White House and the men of the Blue House and the Red House. Baba said that's over. Let me read to you what the master teacher said. Okay? And if you want a copy of this, I can send it to you. Just email me. It says, He says, I received your letter dated July 14th, 2007 on 7/23/2007, and enclosed pictures, 3 of you. Yet I only see one. He is called me under this picture. Why? Because he has on a black fez. We are AEO. We are the Amun School. We are the Egyptian Church of Christ Kadas, Reha Aketwi, under AEO. Not OES, family. Again, we are the Amun School. We are the Egyptian Church of Kadas, Reha Aketi, all under AEO. We finished Masonic, OES, Shriner, El Makti, all in the past. It's best to get back on the right path, and he said on the right path in order to be reborn for transformation. They told me to tell you all to look at yourselves, separated up into houses, temples, blue, red, white, whatever. Took off the black fez. He said, took off black fez for Euro top hat. Closed the black book for Robert's rule. You're not Ansars. You're not Hebrews. You're Hutkata, Egyptians. All those isms come out of Egypt. Put them back down and get back into AEO. And don't mix the two. It's not the men that rule the house. It's the mothers, sisters. That's how I had it. Put it back. Look at you now, slandering each other. All are lost in other schools. It's our time to study Sabbatia, Nawapia, not Arabic, not Hebrew. We are not Yoruba. Get your AEO books out to Wunawap. AEO. You are Nawapians, now we're Sabians. You are Nawapians. Liberia is with us all the way, my beloved. My daughter, Rochelle, she's not here anymore, is still working on my freedom, and they back her all the way. Support her. Check with the brother, Neb Nawar Atum, polite. So that was a long time ago in New York, okay? So the point that I'm making here is, Baba said we are AEO. We are ancient Egyptian order. We are not the blue house. We are not the white house. We are not the red house. These members in this tribe that are telling y'all this are nothing but Paul self-appointed apostles. Okay? We do not live those ways anymore. Okay? It is about the actual facts. It is about the master secrets. It is about the black book. It is about the gold book. It is about the Patarux, and that's what we are, family. Now, I want to explain something else in case you all may get things misconstrued and misunderstood. Panabab Yanun switches the words around, and he does it to switch our thinking. So it used to be Patarak, now it's Pataruk. It used to be a Faf Re A Ka'a, now it's a Faf Se A Ka'a. So what we're doing is, instead of you using the English terms to define the meaning of a word, we're using our own words. So he's giving us back our own stuff. Stop doubting the master. Stop doubting him. Now, I've got tapes with me talking to the master that I'll let y'all hear, right? So if you hear me talking to Baba, what makes you think I'm sit up here and tell y'all that he's not writing the books when he is? These people that are telling y'all that he's not, they spiritually have a pact with the devil. They satanic. And y'all know y'all like, yeah, but it's all these evil people, they writing the books. I already told y'all in the beginning of this YouTube recording that Baba uses them because they devils and they greedy and they'll get the job done, right? You understand? They'll get the job done. That's how it works. That's what he did when he put the devil in Melly. The same method, same thing. We dealing with a master. Stop doubting. Stop questioning him. Stop doubting. Stop questioning the master. Follow along. He's not lying to any of us. He's going to lead us up out of here. They're very good. Y'all know Rochelle's not here anymore. They're very good at making us think. Look, the devil's good at making evil fair seeming. Look at how the pandemic was. When the pandemic was over, they was all at the beach partying, laughing, like it's a freaking joke. When y'all just seen hundreds of bodies, thousands of bodies being stacked in tractor trailer trucks. Not in a morgue, in trucks. There was so many bodies dropping dead, they had to put them in 18-wheelers. These people are acting like y'all seen all them tornadoes and stuff and all the natural disasters, all them people that's drowning when they go on cruises. The water's Mother Nature is going to work, family. Okay? So I want y'all to realize that we're in the end of times, and I want those of you continue to support me. I'm doing the work. I'm exposing them. I'm doing my blood, sweat, and tears, y'all. Not them, me. All the rest of them is they running game on y'all. I'm telling you what I know. They don't want him out, but he will. And it's nothing they can do about it, y'all. He coming home. And I'm going to tell you something. This isn't easy, you know? It's not easy, but I'm going to try to relax and breathe. Take hot baths, you know what I mean? Drink a lot of water. And I do my best to eat right and do the right thing. And ask the ancestors just guide me, because these are some evil freaking people. Roaches, chameleons, a lizard, a cat. Shalimar's a lizard, a cat, and a dog. Dale Elaine Brown is a fly. You know, that her mouth is like a maggot. Her daughter is some type of dog. These people are wicked, y'all. They're wicked, okay? And so I want y'all to work with me, okay? And I'm going to keep y'all updated. I'm going to keep y'all updated so y'all can understand, you know, what this is and what's going on.
Shop Smith's for over 30,000
Hold on, I'm about to put this on.
Excuse me. Beyond.
Okay, I'm about to put this on, this music back on. I want to thank you all for reaching out to me. Those of you who emailed me, those of you who are supporting me, thank you so much. I feel so loved, because at one time I felt like no one cared, you know? And I thought people thought I was making this up, and I'm not. This is the truth, you know? And this is the master teacher's life. And I care about him, you know? And we should all care, and all of us should want to be chanting in the key of F. You know? All of us. Oh, okay, I got it there. Thank you, family, for your support and your love. I appreciate it. Saying, Father, 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 I'm grateful you have still kept me, is what they're saying. He's saying, Father, lead me. He said, Father, lead me from the sorrows. The master teacher will be home, family. Don't worry. We're going to come together and we're going to bring him out. All of us that love him. So all you black devils, you're losing. He's going to come out. We're going to bring our Father home. Thank you. Babo, Babo, Babo. They're saying, Father, Father, lead me. Lead me, Father. I put this song in the descriptions for y'all, okay? Babo, babo, babo. He's saying, Father, Father, thank you. Babo, babo, babo. Roll back. Kia Rose. Roll back, back. Roll back, Starbright. Roll back. Thank you all for tuning in. Bawo means father. Ugly. Baba, Baba, Yawa. Yeah. Baba, 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 Yawa. Family, thank you for the support. Y'all didn't know, and now y'all know. Baba. Baba coming home, y'all. Don't worry. I'm y'all forerunner for the master teacher. He coming home, family. Yawa. They said the seeds fell on the ground. Yawa, 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 Yawa. The seeds fell on the ground, on the fertile ground, and they rooted. Wadu family, thank you for tuning in. The song is in the description. We are Sabian. These people are South African. Yes, roll back. Thank you for tuning in, family. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Thank you, family. Tawakon. Tawakon. Thank you for helping me, family, so I could go take care of this for Partner Babiano. Wadu. Wadu family.